Hey everybody, Kellen Nitro from Nitromaniac TV, and boy, were we granted a surprise this morning. It was announced yesterday that there was some new footage from Southpaw Regional Wrestling that was released on the WWE social media channels, or that would be released on Friday. Well, it was released Friday morning, and man, was it ever good. First off, wrestling comedy, when it's done correctly, when it's done tastefully, like they've been doing with the Southpaw Regional Wrestling stuff, is some of the funniest stuff you will ever see in any form of entertainment. I don't care who you are. And I find this universe actually way more interesting than the existing WWE universe, which is actually really weird because you got people portraying characters. It's kind of like a Russian nesting doll of characters, you know. So it's one of the interesting quirks, I guess, of WWE right now, that they can spout off and do little web series like this and that stuff. And I've heard the rumors that this is a brainchild of John Cena and a few other guys that were doing this in the back anyway. Just to kill time in between like promo sessions and stuff. So for them to kind of unleash this onto everybody, I should say, and put it out there for the general mainstream to watch is amazing. So the second season of Southpaw predates the first season of Southpaw, if that makes any sense. The first season of Southpaw was leading up to the February 29th, 1987 fictional Lethal Leap Year card. This one is leading up to the August 16th, 1986 showdown at the swamp, or in the swamp, in Shreveport, Louisiana. And the new characters that they brought in, well, first of all, they brought in Daniel Bryan to feud with himself. And the characters, just looking at my phone here for thing, we got Renee Beret, you know, and working a program with Dan Bandana. So like right there, that enough to have one of the who I find one of the funniest and well-spoken roster members of WWE to, I guess, pretty much just, you gotta watch it, but it is amazing. It was my favorite part of this season. The prevailing storyline through all this is we get to see the reason why Chet Shetterfield was driven to drink, you know, why he became an alcoholic. It's because his relationship with Susan, who's played by Renee Young, goes down to crapper for whatever reason. It's very comedic, but just the influx of people, like you have Xavier Woods and Big E playing two characters that are kind of like a Memphis voodoo type thing. Well, the actual name of the tag team is Voodoo, and they're both dressed up like Papa Shango, and it's one of the funniest bits I've seen in a long time. Actually, the entire series is awesome, and this one's longer too than the original season. I think the original season was 4 or 5 episodes. This one clocks out at about 6, and the runtime on each is a little bit longer too. A little homage to Fast Times at Ridgemont High at the end with the whole, well, every 80s movie almost, with the whole freeze frame, and you get to see the captions at the end of what happened with everybody. SmackDown Live superstar Natalya is in this. They bring her in as female wrestler, the very first female wrestler to Southpaw Regional Wrestling, Debbie Desperado. The problem is that they only booked one female wrestler, and John Cena's character of Lance Catamaran has a huge, very funny rant at the end of it. Very Ron Burgundy-esque. Actually, the whole thing is a real great spoof, even of Anchorman as well. There's so much going on there. This comedy takes its influence from so many different levels and so many different programs that I think it's almost next level. Like, it just, like, I'm watching it and my mind is just like, you know. So I give the second season of Southpaw Regional Wrestling a very solid 9 out of 10 and a must watch. If you haven't seen it, go to WWE's YouTube channel and check it out. Like I said, it's very smart wrestling comedy done right, and the fans and the public will love it. I think it's a great way to kick off your SummerSlam weekend, or just to sit back and just make yourself feel good about yourself. You know, this is the type of comedy that you throw on when things are feeling bad or you're feeling down, and you can sit down and it's just nonsensical and mindless, and it's really funny. They've done an excellent job here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kellen Nitro. Thank you for tuning in to Nitromaniac TV. Later days, and take her easy. We'll talk to you soon.